Masechet Batra Daf Kuf Lamed Vav Amud Aleph 21 lines down. Rabbi Yosef Omer Eno Tzarich. Our Mishnah said that if the guy did not write on the document, that you don't need to write on the document that the transaction of the posthumous gift, the gift of the death, does not have to be written after today. Even after death, it's okay. It works immediately. One time Rabbi Avua got sick. These two rabbis went to visit him. Rav Huna and Rahman were asked entering, they spoke to each other. He said, ask if Rabba if the halacha is like Rabbi Yossi or not. Amar Lei answered him back, I don't know the reason for the ruling of Rabbi Yossi. How can I ask him if it's the halacha? Amar Lei answered him, ask him what the halacha is, and I'll explain the reasoning afterward. He asked him, Rabba answered him, Rav said, halacha is like him. But then Rav left, Amar Lei, Rabbi Yonah explained it to him. Hainu ta'ama de Rabbi Yosef. This is the reasoning of Rabbi Yosef. The reason is that because the reason why you don't need to say that it works from now is because the date is already on there. It proves it. And I'm not a proof, but I know you don't need to write it because the date proves that it happens from that time. But I mean, I have a question. What's the halacha regarding a document that records the transaction happened? Do you have to write from today or not? Marley says, back now, you don't need it. Papi says, depends. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. If in the document it wrote acquire it, and at the end of the document it wrote we acquired it, you don't have to write it from today because it seemingly from the beginning the guy was told to acquire it, and afterward he said he already acquired it. However, kanina mine, the beginning of the document wrote we acquired, then it wrote acquire. Seemingly it wasn't done yet. Tzarich, you have to write from today. The Gemara says, "Matkif Torah v'chinina b'mesura imi k'midi d'la'anan le'dinan b'safidina." Something that is it possible that we don't know, we're not sure the halacha, or is it machloket halacha, or we have to learn the halacha. So, yani, it's a discussion between chachamim, and you think the scribes who are writing documents knows halacha? The answer is yes. They asked these scribes of these Abai and Rava, and they actually knew this halacha. Next, Rav Huna Brede of Hushua Amar, they asked, they said halacha is whether or not the acquired or we acquired came first, second, whichever direction, those you don't have to write it. But if a document just wrote, this is a testament to the fact that a transaction happened without detailing anything, then you do need it from today because it doesn't mention the transaction itself. Marav Kahana, I told what this happened, what this last conversation I just had to Razvid. He said, that's the way you learned to we heard it as follows. Whether or not it came acquired or we acquired it first or second. You don't have to add from today. However, in a place where he wrote that this is a testament to the fact that it happened in front of us, if that's what the document writes, then Rabbi Yehuda would argue and say that you do need it. Next part, Mishnah. Person writes over his properties for his son to acquire after his death. So the Mishnah mentioned that if the son sold the property while his father was alive, the buyer can't use the produce till the father dies. The Gemara says, Itmar, if the son sold it while the father was alive, might have been and the son died while the father was still alive. Curveball. Rabbi Yochanan says, the buyer doesn't acquire it. Rish Lakish says, the buyer does acquire it. Why? The buyer can't acquire it because the owning the fruits is like owning the actual property. And since the son sold it while the father was alive, he can't sell the land because the father had rights to the produce, and therefore the son didn't have rights to the land. Rashi says it does go through because they're considered separate, and therefore the sale goes through even though the father had rights to the produce. The Gemara says, okay, seemingly it's a machloket of whether or not owning the fruits, rights to the fruits, is owning the actual property. The problem is, we had this machloket already before. That's what Rashi says, as previously as well. Someone sells the field for its produce. Says maybe the buyer can bring the bikurim and say the pisukim as if he owned the land. Rashi says maybe he has to bring the bikurim, but he has to say the pisukim because he doesn't own the land. The reason why Rabbi Yochanan says you bring it and say the Pesukim because it's since you own the fruits, it's like you own the land, therefore you say the Beracha. You bring the fruits, but you don't say the Berachot, the Pesukim, because you don't own it. So why I need the same Machloka again? The Gemara says, even though generally I hold, you might hold that owning the fruits is like owning land. In this case, regarding the father-son land, you need to teach you another chidush. Second, you might think, maybe the father is more generous or is mochel. He waives the right of the property to his son, and therefore he should not have, like, he won't grasp ownership still, rights. Kamashman halacha is nope, he doesn't have rights to it. Okay. Rav Shimon says, even though generally I hold that it's not considered a full ownership if you own the fruit, it's not considered land. Well, secondly, you might think in regarding to one who's giving a property away, but is keeping the fruits for himself. I feel maybe he'll favor even his son, and therefore the ownership that he has is uh, the ownership that he has the fruits is as if he owns the land. Kamashman, even in this case, it's not considered ownership of the land. Stop here.